This is Young, Black, and, a podcast bringing light to the Black artist experience in Charlotte and beyond. We're your hosts, Bree and Tracy. Hello, Tracy.
Hey, doll. How are you doing today?
I'm exhausted.
I know you are. Why?
Usually I'm like, oh, I'm great. Well, the amazing church that I attend, every year we have this big, I guess you can say like a 4-day summer camp for youth. But we have been going nonstop since Tuesday night. And we still have a whole another 24 hours. Like, it doesn't end until tomorrow night at 9. That's when parents pick up the kids.
Wow.
So, and I got 12 girls in my apartment and 2 leaders. So just do the math.
Yeah. So you're a beast, essentially.
I'm trying to be a beast.
And you are overflowing with patience.
I'm a teacher. I have to be patient. Like, you won't survive without patience.
I know that's right.
In education.
Well, I'm proud of you.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. Trying to get these lines in.
Yes.
And I know you're still trying to get your lines in, too, while you are out here with these kids all up in your house.
Yes. So basically, the way I've been doing that, well, this Line Learner app has been...
I know, right?
Amazing. And luckily, one of my e-group leaders, she studied theater and screenwriting in college. So sometimes I'll like throw her the book and like, okay, let's run this. So she's been extremely helpful. But yesterday we had an hour and like 45-minute drive to the lake. And so I was on Line Learner on that app saying my lines. People were staring at me because it looked like I was like closing my eyes and like, talking to myself. I had on headphones and I was running my lines. That's what I was doing. But I'm actually, like, I would say I'm 75% there. There's, like, little moments in our scene, the scene that me and you have together, where I will flip the lines together. Like, I'll say the third little paragraph, and I'm supposed to say the second. And I'm like, frick! Yeah, how was rehearsal yesterday? I missed it yesterday because of camp.
Rehearsal was actually, we did the second half of the play, which, is, like, 98% me. And I wasn't feeling well. Oh my gosh. And I wasn't feeling well. I had a headache. So I was coughing. I had a headache and I just did not feel like being there. And then it was like, okay, and next scene, Tracy, get up there. Okay, and next scene, you don't get a rest. Tracy, get up there. And I was like, ah. And then afterwards, like Ruby was like, are you okay? And I was like, I've been better. She's like, I can tell you're just off today. And I'm like, oh man, that just made me feel bad. I was like, aw.
Trace.
But yeah, rehearsal was good and we got to get out of there early, which was nice. So yeah.
One of the things that I love so much, and I talk about it a lot, how many other cast or productions that's worked on this play have had the opportunities and the special moments that we have, being that 2 of our cast members are of Liberian descent. Bali's family is also from Liberia. Ruby's parents are from Liberia. They were born in Liberia and then they came to the States. Exactly. So she's like a first generation American. And then Raquel's from Jamaica. So if you hear a little accent on her, that's where she's coming from. So yeah, we have a little, little flavor in international stakes.
Even though we are all of African descent, I would say, we're all Black women, there's still diversity on the cast.
Yeah.
People think that diversity just means different colors, but diversity means a lot of things. And our cast is diverse. And we're pretty dope.
We are pretty dope. I don't like, talking about myself or toot my own horn, but this cast is dope
absolutely. AF. And I love every last one of these women. Man, the thought of going forward and like not knowing y'all and hanging out with you anymore is depressing. So I really hope that doesn't happen.
Well, it's not going to happen because my birthday is like a month after we close the show. So everybody's going to be invited to my birthday party because my birthday's on Halloween.
And then your family, your mom and them need to keep inviting us over for the parties that she has every weekend. Because your mom is like the most. Your mom throws a party every weekend. She's the sun is out. Let's throw a party. Oh, it's raining. You know what? Let's throw a party. Your family has a party for everything, and I'm here for it.
And like, even though I'm 28, my mom be like, "Hey, you should have a sleepover." I'm like,
"Oh my God, I'd be down."
No. Like, you got your first apartment. You can have a sleepover?
Yes.
No.
I am here for it. I am bringing my pajamas
it will be
and my
dope.
pillow.
Ooh, and wine.
And we going to have a party. All right.
We're going to have a party, All right, so Tracy, in talking about auditioning, give our listeners one tip that you feel like is super important to audition.
Well, I'm going to say Rory touched on this in his interview, which you can catch episode 2 of our podcast with Rory Sheriff of Brand New Sheriff Productions. It's already posted. But Rory touched on this a bit, and I agree with him. You have to walk into the room with confidence. And I don't think that confidence has to be faked. I think that it has to come from a genuine place of knowing what you're bringing to the table. Not trying to be something you're not trying to pretend like you know everything, but instead walking into the room knowing you are a human, walking into a room with other humans. No one is expecting perfection, but they being the people sitting at the table, are expecting you to come into the room and bring yourself. So just come into the room being yourself, and that ought to give you the confidence that you need to impress them with who you are.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely agree with that. Because I remember when we talked to Rory, I think this was the one that was off the air. Like, we didn't record this one. This was right after we recorded this interview. He was listening to us in the room, and he started breaking down like what each of us brought that made him choose us. And one of the things he said about me, he was like, "Well, Brie, you had so much confidence." And I was like, "Where?" That was God. That wasn't me. And even if you don't have confidence, just fake it. You're an actor. Fake it. Figure it out. Act it.
It's just about bringing yourself into the room wholeheartedly.
Yeah, and being yourself. For me, the tip that I would give to an actor who wants to audition, I would say prepare as best as you can. And there's different ways of preparation. For me, I like to read the play a couple of times. So when it came to getting ready for this audition, the thing that I did was I ordered the script. And I read it at least 2 times. It might have been 3 times. But I read it a couple of times just to have an understanding, because I didn't know if we were going to be doing a cold read, which I assumed we would be doing a cold read. But even if you don't have the opportunity to have a monologue prepared, I'm terrified of cold reads. I feel like I don't have it in my system very well to give a great performance or a great audition for a cold read. So I like understanding the story, the context, the theme. I like understanding the different aspects, because, coming into this, we had no idea which character they would want us to read for. Not only will you put down who you want, it's very rare that you go through everybody in the list that you want. So like, I had 3 characters I wrote down. I only read for one of the 3. And that was Bessie, and I only read her once. The rest of the time, every other callback was Rita, and I didn't put Rita down because I was like, people still think I look like I'm 18. Ain't no way I'm gonna play a 40-year-old. But prepare. Get this script if you have access to it. If you don't have access to it, research the play, research the context, because I think the producer and the director will always ask you, why do you want to be a part of this? And to say, well, I want to be an actor, I just want to do the show, is such a BS answer. You should probably never say that. So prepare, understand the story, understand why the playwright wrote this story.
And that way you can give an intelligent answer when they ask the question. You can give, and it's something that you can chew on beforehand, too.
But it's also like, think of this like a job interview.
Yeah, the ones that get the job are the ones that know about the company and have intelligent questions and responses. The ones that walk in and they're like, I don't know, I just need a job. Yeah, they're not going to get hired. Or if they are, then what kind of company is that?
Right. Are we ready to get started?
This episode is the interview that we did with most of the cast.
Yes.
We had almost everyone there. For a little while, we were missing Bali, but she came in a little late. And then we were also missing Ruby, but we'll get to hear from her later. Without further ado, without further ado, let's hear the interview with the cast. Enjoy.
Bye.
So why don't you go ahead, each one of you, and just introduce yourselves and what role you play, please?
I am Toni Breon Oliver, and I played the role of Helena, or wife number 1.
I am Raquel Nathiri, and I play Bessie, wife number 3.
I am Brianna Sivanabili, and I am the understudy for Rita. I am not a wife.
I'm Tracy Frank, and I am wife number 2, also known as Mayma.
So, ladies, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Over there signing autographs and stuff.
Yeah, I had my first time ever signing an autograph was after the National Black Theater Festival in college, and somebody asked me to sign an autograph, and I was like, me, and then I did this big dramatic sign. Everybody was like, oh, you were waiting for that moment.
I've worked my entire life for this.
I always warn people, I have a big signature.
How did y'all find out about the auditions?
My Aunt Dottie. Shout out to Aunt Dottie. She texted me and sent me the link for it. And she was like, I think you would be perfect for this. And I was like, Aunt Dottie, you think I'd be perfect for anything? No, I'm kidding. She really wanted me to audition for it. And so I looked into it more, and I was just like, oh, I think I kind of want to be a part of this. And now I am, and I couldn't be more happy.
I found out about it on Instagram. I think somebody shared a photo, a brand new sheriff photo, and then I reposted it, and then I tagged Tracy in it. Then that's when it went, and I found out about Rory and brand new sheriff and all that stuff. So mine is Instagram.
Okay. I found out about it probably a week before auditions. We had a show at Theater Charlotte, and I was sitting and talking to another teacher. She does theater. She was in A Raisin in the Sun. I don't remember her name. And we were sitting down talking, and so I was telling her about the works that I was doing. She was like, oh, you need to connect and find Rory. And I was like, I have no idea who that is. And so she was like, well, find him on Facebook. So I looked him up on Facebook, and like a week later, he posted Lupita Nyong'o picture, and I was like, what, is she in Charlotte? And then when I looked, it was the auditions, and I knew about the play because I'm a really big fan of Denai Guerrero, especially her as a playwright. And so I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna audition. And I was like, no, I'm not, because I haven't been on stage in like 6 or 7 years. And then my best friend Dion cussed me out and told me I better go do it. So
sometimes we all need a good cuss out.
We need a good cuss out.
Just to give us a slight kick in the ass.
Yeah.
You know, Drake said it. I had somebody tell me I fell off. Ooh, I needed that. I hate doing that.
Tracy.
I found out about the audition. I saw the post on Brand New Sheriff social media, and I was thinking, oh, I might audition for that. You know, I didn't have any real strong feelings about it. I was not familiar with the play. But then Rory messaged me and was like, so yeah, you gonna come out to the auditions? And I was like, yes, of course I am. And so for me, that was set. Like, okay, I'm definitely gonna go then.
Did you get the role that you were interested in?
I did not know who anyone was. I read it and I didn't get attached to anyone. So I'm glad Bessie found me. Like, I wasn't like, oh, I want this person. I specifically didn't read any biographies, anything. I was just like, just read it all, go in with an open mind.
Yay, Bessie.
That's exactly what it was for me. Like, I had no idea at all that I just wanted to be cast in.
Me too.
That was really all for me. So then, like, I still didn't know until table reads, and so when I found out, I was like, oh, this is great. And so, like, I'm reading the play further, I'm like, oh, this is great. This is great. Like, so I wasn't really, you know, now I'm super attached, but I wasn't really attached to anything prior to auditions.
Yeah. I think I was doing this thing called parkour, and I went to my first parkour class in Florida, and I got the call from Rory, and I was like,
that was my mom. I was like, girl, shut up. Like, she was there doing the most, like, oh my God. Like, dude, yeah.
Well, I feel like the nerd of the group. I went to Amazon and I ordered the script before auditions, and I read through it like twice. And I was like, okay, well, I like this one and I like that one. I was like, well, I like all of them because it's only 5. And I mean, how many times do you see just 5 black women? So I read through it a couple of times. So, and then trying to get accustomed to the accent, because first I was like, I don't know how to do an accent. Like, I can do an English, like a British accent pretty well, but I've never had to do any type of like African dialect. So I was like, I am going to bomb this. And then I felt like I was doing a Jamaican accent at some point. I was like,
I still feel like that.
Like, so Rastafarian's coming out. So,
that's funny.
But I feel like such a nerd because I ordered it and had my own script and I was reading through it and I was like, okay, I understand what's happening. I don't know, but
I don't think there's anything wrong with being a nerd. I personally love nerds.
I'm a nerd. I'll read any and everything.
Me too.
I can't. I love research, but so I didn't really like. I wanted Bessie, but at the same time, I felt just so inadequate auditioning because I was like, I ain't been on stage in so long. I don't even know if I can act anymore. I just want to be a part. I can even wear all black and just put something together on stage. I just wanted to be there. I wanted to be in the vicinity of the room.
She's like, I'll be a table.
I just wanted to be there.
Like on my hands and knees.
Right, I'll be a table for you.
I felt the same way though. I was like, am I going to even remember the dimensions of the stage? And it had only been like a year before I had been on stage as an actor. Like I directed with my nonprofit that I helped to. Well, not my nonprofit, but the nonprofit I'm a part of. So I was like really, I know how to tell somebody where to go, but I'm like readjusting to that part. Like the rebel in me is just like, oh man, like because I'm just used to something different right now, and it's weird, but I'm enjoying it. Yeah. Like I'm just used to being, and then like I'm doing a lot of TV and stuff and film and web series, so that's a whole different type of acting. Yeah. And but I just feel like I fell in love again though, honestly.
Yeah. Tracy?
I did have the Rocky was generous enough to share the script with me. She took a copy of it, which, never mind, you didn't hear that. But she emailed it to me.
She came in with a copy on the table read day. Oh, wait.
I don't know if that was me.
No, she came in with her copy. Yeah, she came in with her copy.
Yeah. So
I remember that.
Rocky, by the way,
so
like if I wasn't already going to audition, I had already been like, "Are you coming?" I was like, "Yes." And then Rocky texted me, and if you've never seen a text from Rocky, they are filled with emoticons.
Yep.
And she sends multiple, like it's never like, "Hey, what's up?" I was thinking
and a lot of emotions.
It's like, "Hi,
yes.
heart."
Oh my God!
Then the next text. Did you know there's gonna be auditions for Eclipsed? All caps, exclamation points for days. I'm like,
holy crap!
And I'm all calm. Yes, I did.
That is why you text like that.
I love it.
That's just how I text.
Rocky makes you feel so good about yourself, Tony. I'm like.
With the period at the end or whatever. I'm
she
like,
has like 5 exclamation points.
But I'm here for it.
So when I got the text from her, I was like, yeah, I'm already going. She was like, I'm coming with you. So that was
let's go together.
Yes. So she already had the script. She sent it to me. So when I read it, I was like, okay, based on my age and the understanding of who I am,
Tracy,
I'm either gonna go for Helena or Rita. Because it seemed the most like I am a mother. Both of them are like mothery roles and whatever, and they were the oldest, which I am the oldest. So I was like, well, I should go for those, And I remember thinking, I had the fleeting thought, man, whoever plays Mayma, man, she's gonna have to be like tough. Moving on. Well, let me prepare for Helena, whatever, and Rita and whatever. So I come in and they're like, which parts? And I said, I was like, either one of those. As soon as Dee was like, I'm going to give you these sides right here. I knew that's what was going to happen. As soon as she gave me the sides for Mayma, I was like, watch.
No one else could have played Mayma.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Like, not even in the not even out of who has been cast. And I don't know if they have different feelings, but because we read together and you were Mayma, and I was like, this chick is intimidating as hell. And I love it. Outside of the fact that Tracy has this like very subdued nature about her anyway, like
she has auditioned. She gets how to do that.
Yeah, like, clearly she knows how to audition.
The whole audition process. Like, she comes in, because I read with you too. We sat on the red stairs.
Oh, we sat on the red stairs.
That's the first time I saw it.
Yes.
You came up with
I knew that based off the red stairs alone. Okay, let's talk about it.
Rocky came up and Tracy said, she was like, how'd you feel about it? And Rocky was like, yeah, I bombed.
Yeah.
I didn't do good. But look, Rocky's right there.
Right there.
But I knew, like, even when you said that, I was like, no, you didn't. Like,
oh
why?
Man,
you're so hard on yourself.
So bad.
Yeah,
I thought my audition was so bad. I was like, this is just destiny. That's it. It's not because of my audition.
Rocky, God.
That's how I felt. And then
I think we're always hard on ourselves.
Yeah, we are hard on ourselves. But I don't think I've met somebody that is as hard on themselves as I am, as I have with like Rocky. But Rocky's like outwardly, I'm inwardly hard on myself. Like people think I'm really nonchalant, but on the inside I'm like, idiot. You like let the world know, idiot. And it's like, Rocky, no, you're so smart. No, like. Sometimes like you're in text, I just feel like I want to shake Rocky. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. You know you need to be shook.
I know.
You need to be shook, Rocky.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did you feel going into the audition process?
Nervous.
Were you nervous too?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't nervous because of the energy that Dee and Rory gave us when we first went in. It was very friendly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it was so friendly that I went off on this whole spiel about my audition for Black Panther, and I was like, I totally bombed my audition for.
You auditioned for Black Panther?
Yes, I did.
Rocky, shut up.
I swear
That's
to God.
something. What? Wait, you talking about the Black Panther? Like award-winning Black Panther right now?
Yeah.
For Shuri.
Yes, for
What?
sure.
I should kick your ass.
All the stuff that you share, we have cried. Listen, audience, we have cried with each other. We have cried at each other. We have been each other's shoulders. But she's sneaky.
Because right when you audition, we get so many auditions. And you don't get them.
Yes.
So, like, what is not even exciting, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's exciting when you get it. You're like, oh my God. But then you do it, and it's like, okay, I knew that wasn't. Like, you just move on with your life.
But for somebody like me, okay, move on with your life. Whatever. Somebody like me, like, who needs more experience in auditioning for things like that, that would be freaking great to share.
Just to have the opportunity
but I don't. But I gladly, their energy I didn't feel like I was, because I was like, I gotta get this because I bombed that audition, and I'm gonna be good at this. And then I was like, oh, I bombed this audition. I just can't get a role in anything the Nagariya is in. Like,
oh my God.
So, like,
I thought you had a really good energy. When we showed up at the auditions, I felt like your energy was good. Because, like I said, I know that you can be hard on yourself. And you sort of have that energy about you where you're like, it's not going to work. But when we showed up, you were smiling. I was like, okay, I feel like it's going to go well for you. And I really did feel that way. You had a good energy about you. So when you said you bombed, I was like, no, you did.
I can imagine you bombing an audition, like, because for the table read, when we first did it together, I was like, damn.
Oh, I'm good at callbacks now. I am wonderful at callbacks.
Oh, somebody who doesn't like talking about herself.
No. That is my thing. You call me back, I'm good. My first instance going in, like, I cannot mentally do it. Like, callbacks, I'm an actor. Yes, I auditions. Well, I don't know. She's better than me. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, I got that. I was like, what? I'm gonna show you. I sucked in the auditions, but this is a callback. See, I'm good enough for it here.
I have learned to not even worry about it anymore.
You're
I just
so
don't
good.
even worry about it. No, I'm not so good. You wanna know what I remember about that night? Okay, so I left and it was someone that I think auditioned for Rita, and it was cold outside. I was walking and I didn't bring a jacket, and I was like, oh my God, I was dropping F-bombs because it was so cold. And then the lady behind me was like, you did so good in your audition. I was like, oh my God. And I was like, oh my God, this is why you wait until you get in your car to drop F-bombs after an audition.
Dude, did you see what I was doing after I finished? You remember?
No.
I was in the corner downstairs doing push-ups.
Rocky, what the
Hey, girl.
Who does that?
I have learned to stop
This audition, I'm gonna do some push-ups real quick.
I thought you were gonna think I was weird.
I might remember that now that you mention it, but no.
I was like in the corner, like there's an Instagram. There's a post on my Instagram with me.
I do remember that now. Oh my gosh.
Wow, so Rocky does push-ups after she feels like she's bombed an audition.
Good to know. Good to know.
For me, I was actually really, really nervous. And
you didn't seem nervous.
Oh
No, she didn't seem nervous at all.
Well, mind you, I was one of the only 2 people that came on the first day.
Oh, so you had to re-audition.
I was like,
you had to
okay, I
come
got
back.
this all over again. And I just got all my hopes up, and I got all excited because I was like, ha, it's over. And they was like, hey, can you come back tomorrow because we want you to read with more people? I was like, of course. But on the inside, I was like, no.
Did you see that?
Isn't it funny how like on the inside you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, no, so yes,
Of course,
yes.
I would absolutely do that.
Yes.
And but inside of me, I was like, no.
Because you have to relive all those freaking nerves.
All the nerves.
No, it's so good the second time.
No, but it's
No,
not.
for me. Call me back a second
We
time
don't
and
do
I have
push-ups,
a
Rocky.
speech impediment, okay? Like, you call me back the second time and I have a whole speech impediment. I'm like, oh, sheesh.
And I was like, look, I did great because when I did the accent, I was like,
Impressive.
I can feel the African.
That was the thing right
And
there.
then try to do it again the second day, and I was like, yeah, I ain't gonna do it the second day.
That was the thing right there that made me. That's how I knew I didn't get cast.
But see, we read together. We read together
I
on the
was like,
steps, and your accent was pretty doggone great.
That's
Like,
what Ruby says. But
Since day one,
Yes.
actually. Since day one.
That's why I promise you. My mom was like, "How did it go?" I was like, "I think it went okay, but I suck at that accent, so they're not gonna cast me because it's gonna be too much work for them to get it out of me." That's literally what I said. Like,
but one of the things my best friend said, he was like, for us, like as African Americans, he was like, it's in our DNA. that continent is still in us. It's in our blood. And so he was like, we can tap into it real quick. Like, whereas then to do like a British accent or an Irish accent or something to that nature, you got to learn it. You got to work for it. You got to study it. But like when it came to doing this type of dialect, this accent, it was easier than I thought, even though I had moments of like, that really sounds Jamaican. Yeah, but I'm just gonna go with it anyway.
Like we speak in patois and not
right.
Like when I was in college, those are the first people who understood me. All my African friends.
Yeah. So just to get everybody up to date, Bali has finally joined us. Bali,
yes, what did I miss?
Everything. No, just
tell us your name and
who do you play?
My name is Bali Allen. I play the girl.
The girl.
Okay, so we're just talking right now about how we felt coming into the auditions. So
okay.
How did you know who you wanted to audition for? Did you have that in mind?
No. And basically, like, I knew about the play, but I didn't know to the extent of what it was about. I just knew it was about 5 women. I knew who wrote the play and so on and so forth. So I was just like, okay, yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. And then I thought that the audition was actually Wednesday. So I was prepping for Wednesday, and one of my classmates from UNCC was like, Bali, I don't know if you know anything about this, but it's tomorrow, and I think you should go audition. And I was like, oh my God, thank you so much, because I didn't know that it was Monday. So I get out there, and I'm just like, I'm not prepared. I'm not prepared at all. And I start reading because I go to D and I go, she's like, oh, hi, how you doing? I say, hi, how are you?
Yeah.
And then she's
so
like,
nice.
yeah. And then she goes, so who you reading for? And I didn't want to say, I don't know. So I was like, everybody. Whoever you see fit.
All 5 of them.
Everybody.
Like making up BS as you
But I had a feeling that I was going to be cast as the girl only because when I got the script in hand, I was so moved that I started crying, and all I was doing was reading the monologue. And I was just like, I don't know, Bali, like, your spirit's telling you something. So I was just like, let me hold it in. Let me utilize this energy for when I'm inside the room. So I just kept reading Helena's over and over and over. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start with the girl.
Look at you being an actor over there.
Okay.
I was so moved.
I really was. And
did you cry like during the actual reading? Like when you auditioned,
I think I did.
Oh, you cheated.
She cheated.
Because I just was
you
so...
put on the heartstrings.
Like, I was so moved by it. I was just like, whoa. Because I'm reading it, and I was like, oh, she's 15? She saw that?
I was like that when I read it at home. I was like...
Yes. And then
I was bad.
Yes, and all I could think about was the women in my family, and I was just like, man, because I knew that they were going through hardships. Because I was born right when the war started, but like growing up, it was like it never stopped. Like every time we called family or like tried to get in contact, it was like they're still in war, they're still in war, they're still in war. So by 2003, I was out of the country. And my mom went back in 2004, and she was just like, oh my goodness. No, she went back in 2005. And she was like, it's not home. Like,
so that's even 2 years after the war.
2 years after the war.
And it was still not this, like, not even.
There was no paved roads.
Wow.
They had no electricity. It was war torn.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have an episode that goes over what the play is, like just a little background, not just about the play, because we're not gonna talk about the play because you need to come see the play. But we're gonna talk about the history. You saw that plug, right? We're gonna definitely talk about the history.
Okay.
What?
Not shameless.
Not shameless.
Go ahead, Tracy. You're a good listener.
So when I audition for theater, I have normal nervousness, like when you're nervous, but I am so confident about auditioning for theater. Now, get me in front of a camera to audition, like do a self-tape or whatever, and I get nervous. But for theater, for some reason, I am so confident about cold reads. I just feel good going into a theater audition. So I was normal level of nervous, but other than that, I was like, I'm good. So when Dee was like, take these sides. But as soon as she handed it to me, I was like, but I was okay with it. It's just so weird to me that it never occurred to me, that Mayma never even occurred to me until she gave me the sides.
Wow.
Like it never occurred to me that I would be right for that role. And I don't know why, because I feel such a connection to her now. But anyway, but I did not get the role that I prepared for.
And to believe it or not, I was really self-conscious because I was like, because I've heard it throughout my life that I don't look African enough. So I was just like, is that going to be a factor?
What? How can a black person not look African?
But that's the thing. What's that little girl name? She played in the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
She was supposed to audition for, I think, Shuri, but she decided not to because she's light skinned. She felt like she didn't fit in the world.
Like, I remember reading that.
Yeah,
that sounded like
shady.
So it's a thing.
Like her
It sounded real shady to me.
Yeah. You felt like it was shady?
Yeah, I did, because I was like, it's just the way that she kind of said it was like, oh, it was a dark-skinned girl's turn. Like, whoa.
Well, I didn't see when I read it. I didn't get that. I didn't get that.
Oh yes, I did. It's just like they're very they're really.
I mean, but when you think about what they were trying to create was a world where white people hadn't touched. So why would she even be in the running?
I'm going to go ahead and say because Hollywood feels like that's the thing.
That's the thing, yeah.
They forget. Really Hollywood's first inclination is light skin.
This is true.
Well, let me tell you something. I got a breakdown, I think last week for something, that said olive skin and curly hair.
That's one of the things that I like is when you have an agent that will go ahead and submit you anyway, and then they want to see you.
Yeah.
That's not a bad thing.
I declined.
Why?
That's why I did decline.
You're supposed to be out there paving roads.
First of all, Tracy just blatantly called your ass dumb.
You is dumb. You is really dumb. I do that with everybody. I have to be comfortable with you to call you dumb.
Let me tell you something, man. At this point, I'm just like, Aja, Naomi King, Lupita Nyong'o, Danai Gurira, all these, they look like me, they represent me. I don't see a lot of those people on TV. I don't see a lot of people in
that's where
like
you come in.
Right. And so it's good. I'm going to come in. But if the breakdown says that, I'm just like...
That. So then change it.
I mean,
just like the... Girl, don't get me started with you, Rocky. Not today.
Oh my gosh.
Not today. All right, I'm just going to start. Don't get me started with Rocky.
Yeah. What's the next question? What's the next question?
You don't come in, I will.
So we kind of touched on it just a little bit. Do you remember seeing each other? Like, I remember the two of you. I remember you for a brief moment. I do not remember seeing you.
Which is audition. Because we had a conversation. Like, we were sitting face to face. Because I came in on Monday, and you was like, yeah, I was here yesterday. I was the only one of the others that I was here. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I was
you wanted to be my friend?
Yes, and I was asking you questions, and you was just like, yeah, no, it's just that. Yeah, okay.
Right, and then she said she was so nervous, but, I mean, okay, so...
Excuse me.
Bree and I have worked together at Theater Charlotte because she runs the concessions bar, and I volunteer there. So in my experiences with Bree, she has like this confident air about her. Like, yes, you're gonna do this, and we're gonna handle that, and you handle that. Okay, I'm gonna be over here. Like, that's just how she comes across. So yes, like that doesn't surprise me to hear.
Yeah.
And then like she's like, really? Because I want to be. She's like, I'm serious, and it's like, girl, you come across as so confident.
That's what I be thinking.
The thing was,
we always beat ourselves up, and then we're like, oh, everyone helps us to see that we're awesome. I feel like we listen to her.
That's the thing that I've dealt with a lot throughout my life, like especially since I moved down south. People, like, when they first meet me or first see me, because I'm not all like southern and smiley and just like, hey, how you doing? Like, I'm just not that person.
It's so funny, but I'm that way and people still don't.
But people think I'm so hot.
I'm from the south and I have resting bitch face. Like, literally yesterday I was getting some food for my little brother and the guy thought I was mad at him.
Right, but
and I was like, no, I just don't. I just.
But women also, for me, it's
why is it my responsibility to not be like to be? Why am I even thinking about you at all to be mad at you?
Yeah.
I am not thinking about you. Okay, don't get me.
Tracy, please. I was gonna say, never mind. I'ma just.
But anyway, back to the thing though. But I remember seeing you, Bali, because I remember thinking, oh my God, she's so pretty. I'm not even joking. You had like your little, so your hair is brown and then at the top it's bald.
I should have knew she was gonna get
No, I knew you were gonna get
But you had an afro puff, like an actual afro puff, and I was like, I was so pretty. She's gonna get something. And
I won't lie. I was so jealous of Bali because I think Bali read better than me. You were my audition.
See, I didn't get the audition.
We did go against each other.
I'm sorry.
I forgot.
Wait, did that mean we all
so
auditioned on the same day then?
Yes.
I don't remember you.
I don't remember seeing. I do remember seeing you once we got in the room.
But before then, I don't remember
I don't
seeing you.
remember
And
seeing
then
you.
I read with you on the
So
steps.
I sat on the stairs and I was with her for a while, and then Kenya
Yeah, I
came and
remember
switched y'all out.
Her being
remember
me. She
that.
was,
Yeah.
Maria's pointing at me.
Oh, sorry, Tracy and Tony. I was sitting with Tracy first reading. I think I was reading for Rita. You were reading for Mayma, and then Kenya came and switched. That's our stage manager. She came and switched Tracy out and asked Tony to sit and read with me. So it was probably like a quick passing thing.
I remember that.
But yeah.
But I was so self-conscious about the whole not looking African. I was just looking at all the women.
you how
who I was like,
You are Liberian.
they're gonna get it because they.
So wait, did the rest
Well, that's the thing, because I think, like, cause for instance, when I would be around people and I tell them I'm Liberian, they'll be like, "What? Why? Where? Where?"
Well,
ignorance on their
I don't
part.
know if you guys remember this, but the day that we auditioned, there was an actual African girl.
Yes.
I was so mad at her. I was so mad at her for coming out because I just knew she was
And
gonna
if we're talking about looking African,
She
like
was
she
not-
was light skinned.
she was light skinned.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, she was
what you would
light-skinned.
expect somebody from
Yeah.
Africa.
But they had a hair.
Yeah, but then she kept asking
her.
She was really African?
Yeah,
she's from the Congo.
Liberian
And then,
or
no, she's from the
something,
Congo. I asked
From
her.
the Congo.
and
She's
I-
biracial?
No, she wasn't. But I just
Depending
remember
on, like,
going
what
home and
parts
thinking
they
like,
have
wow,
on.
like she's gonna get cast. Like
Yeah,
she
I remember
cheated.
thinking it too.
She cheated.
Yeah.
She cheated, y'all. Like she cheated.
I remember seeing Ruby there too.
I do.
I remember
seeing
Ruby,
I
in
think
the
the
room.
next
She
week.
auditioned in the room with us.
Yeah.
That's right. But I remember seeing her, like she came and she sat down at the table. And so we were sitting at the table initially when we were waiting to audition to even just do our first read. We were all sort of sitting at the table together. And that's when I remember like looking at Bali and being like, she's so cute. And you know, yeah.
Y'all don't understand what that's doing to me right now.
I feel so terrible, Bali.
Like,
But she didn't remember you.
Oh,
yet.
man.
no, that like I look in the mirror and I go, "Oh my God, this is what you look like today," and then y'all
It gives you that confidence.
I'm like,
But like, okay. Let me give a disclaimer.
Stop.
Unless I have like I really have a moment with you or talk to you, I can see you one time and I will not remember you the next time I see you. Like
I'm not like
the only reason why I knew Tracy,
a memorable experience.
I knew Tracy because of Theater Charlotte. She was the only person here that had short blonde hair, so that was given.
well, yeah.
I mean, Tony got this fabulous.
It
Her
was
hair
a little light. It was a little
lighter.
darker. This is like it was it was
Yeah.
darker, but I was calling it blonde because I was new. to it. But now I'm like really blonde and loving it, having way more fun. Just saying. No, I'm kidding.
And then Rocky came up and said something, and it was very clear she had an accent, and I was like,
Yeah, Rocky, I didn't meet you, but I'm glad I didn't because I would have been like, she cheated. Everybody would have like they cheated. They cheated.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap up, ladies. Thank you so much for doing this podcast with us. So go ahead and say your name one more time for everybody, and then we're gonna close this out.
My name is Raquelna Theory, and I play Bessie.
My name is Bali Allen, and I played the girl.
I am Tony Breon Oliver, and I play Helena.
Brianna Sivanabali, one of your hosts, and I am the understudy for Rita.
And Tracy Frank, I'm also one of your hosts, and I am Mayma.
All right, bye. Young Black and Cultured. Young Black and Cultured is a segment we use to highlight up-and-coming events and productions of Black artists in Charlotte. Make sure you check out Blood Ties, a staged reading event presented by the Legacy Theater Production Company, July 21st, 2018 at 7 p.m. at NODA at 28th Creative Arts Studio. Tickets available on Eventbrite.
Want to support Young Black and financially? Visit our Patreon page at Patreon, that's patreon.com/youngblackand, no spaces, and is spelled out. And if you're interested in sponsoring an episode, email us at youngblackandtb, that's T as in Tracy and B as in Bree, at gmail.com. Again, that's youngblackandtb at gmail.com. Thanks for the love, you guys. That's all for this episode of Young Black And. If you enjoyed this episode, give us 5 stars and a review on iTunes. We'd love to hear from you. Also, follow us on Instagram. Our handle is at youngblack_and_. And on Facebook, Young Black And. If you have an upcoming event or you'd like for us to spotlight a Black artist, message us on Facebook or Instagram. Bye!